Eleanor from Kids Quest Children's Museum, and today we're going to be talking about making patterns. So I just grabbed some toys that I have from around the museum. I grabbed some buttons in different shapes and sizes, some little dinosaurs that we have, and some more animals of different sizes. And I'm going to experiment with what different patterns I can make with these different materials that I grabbed together. So the first thing that I thought about was shapes, because I see all of these shapes in this bowl of buttons. So I'm going to take out some different shapes and sort them. So I have a lot of squares, and I see some stars in here, some stars. And now that I have these shapes, I can make a pattern with squares and stars. So I can put a square, and then a star, and then a square, and then a star, and then a square. And if I was going to keep making this pattern, what would go next? Another star. Like this one. So shapes are one way to make a pattern, but we can think of other patterns too. There are lots of different kinds of animal in this container. So I've got a little mouse and a dog and a frog. So I can make a pattern based on the kind of animal that I have. So I could do a mouse and then maybe an animal that lives in the water, and then another mouse and another animal that lives in the water, and then another mouse. And can you think of a different kind of animal that lives in the water? Maybe a turtle swims in the water. So now I have a pattern based on what kind of animal I have. And I can also do a pattern based on color. I've got some dinosaurs in here. I've got a blue dinosaur, and a green dinosaur, and a red dinosaur. So this pattern is going to have 3 alternating colors. So next I'd need another blue dinosaur, and another green dinosaur, and another red dinosaur. And uh-oh, I'm out of blue dinosaurs. But that's okay, I can use a different blue thing to continue my pattern of blue, and then green, and then red. So even though I don't have all the same kind of material, I still have a pattern based on color. And you can make all sorts of different patterns at home. Think about what creative different things you could use to separate your toys. I know since we have a lot of animals here, we could also do based on their habitat or how many legs they have. And with our dinosaurs, we could do based on what type of dinosaur they are. And with our button, we could even count how many holes the buttons have in them and make a pattern based off of how many holes there are. So I could do 2 hole buttons and then 4 hole buttons and continue that pattern. Hi everyone, I'm Miss Eleanor from Kids Quest Children's Museum, and today we're going to be exploring patterns and the different ways that we can make patterns at home. So I grabbed some toys that I have in the museum. I've got these little dinosaurs, some different animal toys, and some buttons that I found in different shapes and colors. And we are going to make different patterns with the materials that I have here. So the first thing I'm thinking, seeing all these buttons, is it would be fun to do a pattern with the shapes of the buttons. So what shape is this? It's a square. So I'm going to start my pattern with a square, and then what other shapes do I have in here? What shape is this? It's a little heart. So I have a square and then a heart. And if I want to make it a pattern and have repeating shapes, I'm going to use a square again. So I have a square and then a heart and then a square. And what would be next? Another heart. Square, heart, and then we can add another square. square. And this is a pattern based on shapes. But we don't just have to make patterns that are based on shapes. We can make patterns based on whatever we want. So looking at these animals, I'm realizing that all of these animals don't live in the same kind of place, do they? This is a shark. Where does a shark live? In the water. And this goldfish also lives in the water. But what about this little donkey? He wouldn't be able to live very well in the water. He lives on land. And this mouse needs to live on land. And this turtle can probably live in either, but he probably prefers the water. And we have this rooster that needs to live on land. So now we can make a pattern based on where the animals live. So we have a water animal, and then a land animal, and a water animal. And what would be next? If we have water, land, water, we'd have another land animal. And then another water animal, and then another land animal. So we have water, land, water, land, water, land. And we've made a different pattern. We can also do a pattern based on color. I see that all of our friendly little dinosaurs are very different colors. And some of them are red. What about this one? He is blue on his back. And then, what about this guy? He's green. So now we have a pattern of 3 things. We have red, blue, and green. So what do we need next to continue that pattern? We need another red thing. But I don't have any more red dinosaurs. That's okay because I have red buttons. So now we still have a pattern based on color, even though we are using different materials. So I have a red thing, and next I need another blue thing. What can I use? I have another blue button. And now we have red, blue, green, red, blue. What's next? We need another green thing. Luckily, I have a lot of green dinosaurs, so I can put another dinosaur back in. And if I want to keep this pattern going, what color do I need next? I have red, blue, green, red, blue, green, and then we'll need another red thing. So here is a red star, and then another blue dinosaur, and another green button. So what are some other ways that we could make a pattern? We've done by shape, by where the animals live, and by what color the things are. See if you can think of any other ideas that you can do at home with your family. You could maybe do by the number of holes in your button, or by the kind of animal. There are a lot of mice in here, so you could do a mouse and then a frog, and a mouse and then a frog, and a mouse and then a frog. And I'm sure there are lots of other ways that you can come up with that would be fun for you too. In this activity, we were learning about patterning, which is an early math skill. You'll be able to practice recognizing shapes, sizes, and colors with your child as you do this activity. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you later.